Have you ever read something and misinterpreted what it said? And how do you realize it? You read it one way and your emotions get stirred up, and then later on you have somebody mentioning to you that they read the same thing. For an example, maybe it was a group message, or it was an email sent out to a bunch of people, or it was a post on social media, and you interpreted it one way, got all butt hurt. Somebody else read it a different way, had a different meaning. You connected through conversation and you said, well, did you see this, or did you read that? This is how I interpreted it, or this is how I felt. And the other person's going, really? I got this message from it. So my topic this evening is the written word is so powerful, however, so often misinterpreted. I'll say that again. The written word is so powerful, however, so often misinterpreted. And that happens in every day of our life. I know back when, before it was even technology, whether it come to texting or emails, it was the written word on paper, maybe a typed letter, maybe it was a book, maybe it was a newspaper article, maybe it was a note that somebody wrote you. And depending on your mood, depending on where your mindset is at, that is how you interpret the written word. Yes, the words you say are so important, but the interpretation of that word and the meaning of it is based on what is going on between your 6 inches between your ears and in your heart at that moment. I know I've sent messages to people, and at the beginning of the message, I've posted, this is how I'm feeling. Guess what? It doesn't matter. It is read and interpreted. The human language is, again, read and interpreted based on how the person feels that is reading it. So you can have somebody and you can have them read that message, whether it's posted globally on social media, or it's just a simple text sent to somebody, or a handwritten sticky note. Everybody interprets it differently. So bottom line, how do we get past that? Well, when you're reading something and your first reaction is sadness and then it leads into anger, or if it's happiness from reading it, that's great. Keep it at happiness. But if you're feeling upset about something that you read, right? Before you react, before you respond, before you make an assumption, please do yourself a favor and that other person a favor. Time yourself out, maybe for a half hour, an hour, and see if your mindset is different. When you read it, you might feel different. If your mindset is still anger and you're still upset and you're butthurt about something that's going on in your life, guess what? When you read it an hour later, it's still going to be the same. You're still going to interpret it the same way. Maybe you need to time yourself out for 24 hours and read it the next day. When you wake up, hopefully you're in a different frame of mind, and then read it again. If you're still in a pissed off, butthurt mood the next day, guess what? You're still going to get the same impression about that post, about that text, about that handwritten note, right? Because the problem isn't necessarily the message that's trying to be conveyed. The problem, and it really hurts for people to hear that, this part of me is us. It's what frame of mind are we in? Where are we at that present moment of our lives when we read that message? And I have this happen all the time. Again, like I said, I already admitted that the words we use are very important. But it doesn't matter sometimes what words we use. It depends what's going on between our 6 inches here and what's going on in our heart and what frustration we're going through in our lives when we read that message. Whether, again, it's global and it's sent out not specifically to you, or if it's something DM'd specifically to you, we interpret it based on our emotional state that we're in. And if our first reaction is sadness and anger, and then resentment, hostility, retribution, right? If that's how you're feeling, time yourself out. Step away from that message. Do not send it. Or if you feel the need to respond, do not hit send. Do not hit send. You heard me correctly. Wait, Read it later when you've calmed down. If you still feel the same way, then, go ahead and send it. I'm not saying that's the best way to do it. Sometimes poking the bear just makes it even worse. And you got to realize the person that sent it, maybe they're in a shitty mood and they're in a foul mood. And now they've sent it to somebody else that's in the same mood from whatever reason. And then you overreact. And then all it does is go back and forth and back and forth. Sometimes, I still make mistakes and I respond to things. Very seldom anymore, though, including family, friends. I've gotten to the point where I'd rather ignore it and have that person butthurt that I didn't respond to them than to respond to them and start a debate back and forth, start a pissing match of words back and forth that is continually read by each other in the frame of mind that we're currently at. So again, I encourage you, the written word is so powerful and is interpreted based on our emotional state when we're reading it, whether it's personal to us, whether it's a global post on social media, or it's an email to a group of people, and we read it, we interpret it based on how we're feeling. Time yourself out, don't respond, wait till you're in a different frame of mind, read it in a different frame of mind. If you still get the same impression, doesn't mean you have to respond. It doesn't mean you have to poke the bear. And why do I talk to you about all of this? Is because I give a heck. I hope you're having a great night, guys. I hope you're having a great, just a great summer. Hey, Ron, how's it going, brother? Hello, Mr. Turner, brother. How you doing? Anyway, I appreciate you all watching. DM me. Give me a like if you appreciated what I'm saying. DM me and give me your comments. If you agree, disagree, or you want to give me an example of how it's affected you in your life, I'd really appreciate it. And so will others that will read it as well. So have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. God bless. Peace out.